78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Y'all smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So, Stephen A. Smith appears to be in a little bit of hot water with his fellow co-workers over at ESPN. According to the report, Stephen A. Smith is, trying to renegotiate his contract and seeing if he can get over $100 million, which is going to average out to around $25 million a year, which would make him, I guess, the highest paid ESPN employee. Okay. Now, we all know that Stephen A. Smith was very upset when ESPN hired Pat Mcafee and paid Pat Mcafee an astronomical amount of money. Stephen A. Smith feels like he's been at ESPN putting in the work, shucking in the job for years, and he feels like he should be rewarded. But Pat McAfee comes in and makes more than him right away, right? So now, it's like this. When they paid Pat McAfee, ESPN had to fire a bunch of people. Some of our favorites like Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, Matt Kellerman, so on and so forth. A slew of people got fired. Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy got fired from doing the NBA games. I mean, just ridiculous. All to pay Pat McAfee, according to the reports. You know what I'm saying? And they had to do all these budget cuts. So imagine now what's going to happen when Stephen A. Smith, if he gets this money, how many more employees, how many more people are going to be out of house and home here? You know what I'm saying? And be in a bad situation. Imagine how many of them, And it's just a messed up situation, So apparently they've given Stephen A. Smith a nickname, calling him Mr. Greed. That's his secret nickname amongst ESPN employees. The Monday night crew already snapped on him. Apparently Stephen A. Smith was trying to backdoor them and trying to go to ESPN execs and get on the Monday night football staff. And apparently they all revolted and said, hell no, we don't want Stephen A. Smith over here. You know what I mean? Like, he do his thing over on ESPN First Take. Don't bring all those politics over here. Don't bring all the hot takes and all that stuff over here. We don't want that. So Stephen A. Smith is trying to position himself to be needed by ESPN. So he's trying to have his hands in everything and position himself to be needed by ESPN. Now, will he get the money? I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna pay him $25 million. But he showed out here he cutting plenty of them. He cutting plenty of jigs trying to get that money. And it's gonna be interesting to see if ESPN rewards his behavior. If they say, well, okay, we appreciate you, boy, and thank you for all the shucking the job you've been doing, and if they give him that $100 million. And if they do, it's gonna be interesting to see which one of these employees at ESPN gets fired. It's gonna be a lot of them probably get laid off due to paying Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith is probably gonna have to have more responsibility, because that's what they do. They might, if they give you a raise, they're gonna work you like a dog. Meanwhile, I never see Pat McAfee doing nothing on ESPN other than his show. You know what I'm saying? But Stephen A., you better believe they're gonna work him like a dog. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna work him like a dog. Look at the dude here. Straight geek. Hey, he's parked wrong, man. He's parked wrong. Why don't you just say something? Say, hey, man, you mind parking straight so I can, instead of doing these little weird innuendos, look, male Karen. But anyway, yeah, but we're gonna see what happens here. I don't think Stephen A. Smith, deserves this $25 million. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Don't think he deserves it. I'll never defend Stephen A. Smith ever again after what I've seen him do. The way this man is so willing to sell out his own people, the fake narratives he's willing to create. He's really turned up the dial when it comes to cutting jigs, man. I mean, he created this whole narrative that these black WNBA players were jealous of Caitlin Clark. I mean, he created this narrative himself, all because what was her name? Kennedy Carter, I think her name. Well, one player from the Chicago Sky hip checked Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark and her were roughing each other up the whole game. She felt like Caitlin Clark gave her a cheap shot, right? So next time down court, she hip checked Caitlin Clark. And it's a regular, this stuff happens in sports. People retaliate. It's no big deal. But they turned this into a worldwide incident that was like, I never seen nothing like this before. But this is the corny stuff they do because they don't really want to talk about women's basketball, so they have to talk about it from an avenue that's going to be entertaining or keep people's attention. So they use the racial angle, right, to draw attention, and made people feel like Caitlin, she's being mistreated. You know, Caitlin's that little private school girl who now she has to play basketball in that ghetto court, and who knows how they're going to treat her. It's not fair, you know. And the whole world, of course, is playing the race card and sympathizing and whining and crying and being victims. That Caitlin Clark is being victimized by these brutes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they all did. And so now Stephen A. Smith has also been hating on other brothers constantly, right? While praising, look, okay, every day on his show, he goes out of his way to find a reason to bring up more Diddy news, okay? A lot of the stuff that he's reporting and other people are reporting about Diddy situation is not even factual information. It's gossip. It's internet gossip, okay? Bottom line is, P. Diddy put hands on that girl Cassie, and him and her had a messed up relationship because they both was out here in these streets doing drugs, acting a fool at the time. Okay? She stayed with him after he was whooping on her. Okay? She sued Diddy years later, 30-something years. Oh, I'm suing Diddy because, you know, what? I feel like I'm owed this and that. Diddy paid her. Now, there's a bunch of crazy allegations that was coming out at the same time. He paid her because he knew he whooped on her. He know he did. So he paid her. And that opened up the floodgates. Once he paid her, then the FBI, the United States government, saw that, oh, wait, he just gave away $30 million. Well, maybe there's some truth to all these rumors. You see? And then they pounced on him, okay? Homeland Security, tanks and all this stuff in his house. And Stephen A. Smith sat there and reported all this stuff. If every little detail, every rumor, every filthy lie, he reported on it as if it was facts. Right? So then, now, so not only did that happen, but when Garth Brooks gets in trouble, Stephen A. Smith comes out and says that, you know, oh, well, you know, we need due process. You know, we got to wait and see if this stuff, you know, see if this stuff is true. And, you know, we don't know if the woman is telling the truth or not. Oh, he being very, very fair to Garth Brooks. And I promise you, he probably ain't going to talk about it no more. See, you mentioned it one time just to cover yourself, but then after that, you cut all the jigs you want to cut. That's the game, the balancing beam that guys like Stephen A. Smith play. Okay, that's the balancing beam act he plays. and also his friend Jason Whitlock is a Mark II. His friend Dana White. Dana White is on camera putting hands on his wife. What Stephen A. Smith do? Come out so apologetic and understanding about relationships and this and that. Very, very, you know. See, this is what irritates me about a lot of these people. If putting your hands on a woman is wrong, and you believe that, and there are no ifs, ands, buts about it, it's wrong, then stand on business for everybody who does it. Don't tell me one is worse than the other, right? If you tell me sex trafficking is wrong, if you tell me raping somebody is wrong, then stand on business, the same smoke for everybody. Don't tell me, well, P. Diddy's is worse because he had a Fed case. This, bro, Stephen A. Smith is ridiculous. Seriously. I don't know how this dude walk around with his head held high. This is the worst type of brother. Seriously. The worst type of brother. Seriously. Because you would think that this is a brother, he got your back, he gonna look out for you, he gonna tip you off. Ooh, that's the type of dude that get up in there in the meetings with them people and throw you under the bus. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them type of guys. He go, look at this dude here, man. Boy, I'm telling you, bro, these male Karens is unbelievable. So anyway, He the type of dude that get up in there and throw you under the bus. And unfortunately, that's the situation. You know? And I hope that Stephen A. Smith doesn't get paid by ESPN. You know what I'm saying? For all the shucking and jiving. I just want to see what he does if these people decide not to pay him. If they decide not to pay him, I want to see what he does. Let's see if he turns on ESPN and start whining and crying. Let's see if he becomes Soul Brother #1 all of a sudden, right? If he don't get paid. Let's see. Let me know what y'all think. Should Stephen A. Smith get his $25 million, you know what I'm saying, a year pay, if it means that many ESPN employees will be let go? Y'all let me know. 7 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty ODBC. I'm up out of here though. Deuces.